begin. Hi, I'm Kathy Estabrook, part of the Leadership Recruitment Committee, and I'm here today with Artie Martin, Executive Council candidate. Good morning.
Good morning.
All right, Artie, let's get started with the first question. How do you plan to encourage and solicit club members to volunteer to serve the club at any and all levels?
Kathy, that's a great question. I have found that when you're at rallies and when you're in planning stages and you reach out for people's help, most of the time people are willing to help. Even if they don't raise their hand before you plan something, when you all show up together, it always seems like people come together and they want to help. They always want to help. So my thought is this: as long as you can bring people in and have them assist you unofficially, when it comes time for them to serve officially, if they've been involved in the past, they kind of already know what they're doing going forward, and they already have answered some of their own questions about how to assist at rallies, how to assist during meetings, how to share ideas. Campfires are an excellent place to, when you bring people together for a campfire, and the conversation always goes to, where are we going next? What are we doing next? And somebody will go, well, I've been there before. So they're sharing things. So including people in all of your conversations, not just, looking for officers and sending out an email requesting people volunteer, but you can do that in everything we do every day just by staying true to yourself and true to Airstream, and just try to bring people in a fashion that, what am I going to say? Just be welcoming, and then everything will happen. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Question number 2. Developing a comprehensive training program has been one of the topics repeatedly discussed at the annual strategy meeting and included in the club's strategic plan. How would you establish and promote a training program and schedule the training of incoming officers at all club levels, local, region, and international?
Okay, we've talked in the past, in my previous history of already being a Region 5 president twice, um, of having mentors within your club. Mentors are people that have been around a while. When you have new members, like for the Kentucky Club, even for Region 5, what happens is a new member comes in and they want to learn more about the club. Well, maybe that's an instance where you go out for breakfast one morning, or you're sitting around the campfire kind of like off to yourselves and you're discussing things. So what you're doing is you're constantly mentoring people. Well, when you do that, you're establishing a training of these folks. And I don't want to say that the club in the past has not tried to solve this problem, but people say we don't know what to do. You can have a line by line training manual, but there's so many exceptions to the rules. What do you do when this happens? What do you do when that happens? So my thought is to build it around mentors within the club, establish training that people that have experience in the club are mentoring these people. I think mentors have to be a liaison between a training manual and a member who's interested in being trained. Thank you.
Question 3. What are your ideas for member recruitment and retention?
We reach out to Airstreams when we see them at campgrounds, wherever we go. We have the little literature things that we can leave a postcard on their door. I even stop and talk to an Airstreamer in a rest area, find out, where, and say hi, how are you doing? They may be sitting there having lunch or just walking and stretching their legs. There's not an Airstream that goes by, whether it has numbers or does not have numbers. Just because it has numbers doesn't mean that they belong to the club. It could be numbers that were on there 20 years ago. So I make it a point to do that. And I think that moving forward, it's part of the training. And we're all inbred with this training. When you see an Airstream, it's like you can't leave it alone. It's like a magnet. You're attracted to it, and you meet the people and say, "Hi, I'm Artie. I'm from Kentucky. Where you guys headed?" I mean, it's just a so moving forward for recruiting people. As far as the new Explorer program with Airstream, um, we um, we just well, I'm the executive. I'm the chairperson for the membership chair Region 5, and I'm getting off in the weeds now. Um, what what I do is I send out an email, welcome email to the member, and then I move on to sending it to the local presidents, and we try to invite them to rallies. So there's just so many different ways that you can try to recruit people. Getting them to a rally is one of the main things that we try to do. So thank you.
Question 4. What are your thoughts about confidentiality and using a non-disclosure agreement or not to limit topics that can be shared with the broader membership until which time sharing is appropriate?
Okay, this topic has been discussed in the IBT meetings I've been a part of already. To be honest about it, I used to not like a disclosure agreement. I thought that when you talk about disclosure agreement, the first thing that you think of is that you're going to get sued. Some lawyer's going to call you and charge you with releasing information that shouldn't have been released. But now that I think about it more in this club, in the Airstream Club environment, the only way I think that a disclosure agreement can work is if once you sign the disclosure agreement, you're guaranteed that you will be told what should not be disclosed. If those people that sign the agreement are actually given notification that this should not be disclosed, then I think you might be able to hold them responsible. But unless it's disclosed, then I'm not for it. But if the information we're not supposed to share is what I'm saying is that in order to not disclose it, you need to know what the information is. So that has to be clearly presented to the people who signed the disclosure agreement. Thank you.
Question 5. How would you promote communication, harmony, and relationship building between the region officers and executive council members for the betterment of the club?
Okay, could you ask that again, please?
Absolutely. How would you promote communication, harmony, and relationship building between the region officers and executive council members for the betterment of the club?
It's a constant communication highway. The only way that we can promote anything is through positive and just positive communication. Emails need to be used, text messages need to be used, um, including people in plans, um, conversations, sit around the campfires, talk things through. To me, the club is nothing but constant communication. And it doesn't matter whether it's between region and executive councils or if it's between members and their local club officers. It's communication and good communication. Establish probably maybe some ground rules. Uh, as far as communication goes in the club right now, there's probably some things going on right now somewhere in our club where probably people are voicing opinions about things that they shouldn't bring up at club meetings. Uh, of course, the two taboo would be politics, possibly religion. Um, It's all through communication. We just dropped out there for a second. I don't know if that was you or me. Are you still there?
Yeah, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
All right, thanks, Artie. We're going to go on to question number 6.
Okay.
How can you make the club accessible to the working crowd and those with limited schedules?
Okay. This one is since I came from a working background when we joined the club in 2010, but we've owned Airstream since 1994. Um, what we went through was we found out that the clubs would book, Wednesday through Sunday like the Kentucky club did, and sometimes we can only participate Friday through Sunday. Um, but we were still the Kentucky club still welcomed us, and they were always clapping their hands when we would pull in on a Friday evening. And the same thing happens today. Um, the club needs to stay open and include working families. I was, like I said, a working family with 3 kids, and we always felt welcome. The Central Indiana Airstream Club within Region 5 has set up what they call weekenders, and they're rallies that are only 3 days long, and uh, people people that have to work can still attend. And if you're being invited to a rally that's 4 or 5 days long and they feel like, oh well, we can't come because we have to work. Well, work is a necessity, and that does happen. But when you offer things that kind of work around their schedules, um, you feel more invited to participate. So it's worked really well for the Central Indiana Airstream Club. So just the focus on these people are still working, but then you still need to involve them in your plans for. Is there a particular theme you're going to have for the rally? Do you need to do they have particular talents where one of them's an excellent chef? You want to have him on the grill that night. Include them in their plans, regardless of whether they're there for 1 night, 2 night, 3 nights, 4 nights, forever. So, thank you.
All right, Artie, that concludes the questions in the interview. Thank you for taking the time to chat today and also for applying to be on the Executive Council.
Well, thank you.